All right, it's the Rundown, Wednesday, July 10th, 2024. It's your pal Clem here. We got my guy Chief and Rico in Chi-Town in New York City, and we are going to be running down all the hot topics of today. And that'll be brought to you by Pardon My Cheesesteak. Pardon My Cheesesteak announcement. We just added another new limited time item to the menu, the Buffalo Tender Loaded Fries. Now, that is just a bunch of words that go together beautifully. We take our classic chicken strips that are fried, chopped, and then tossed in buffalo sauce. They are then tossed on the golden brown fries with cheese sauce, all topped with ranch dressing and chopped pickles. Get it now nationwide at Pardon My Cheesesteaks, 1,500 locations. We've been adding a bunch of new items these last couple of weeks. We just rolled out the Buffalo Tender Sub, which has already become very popular. And remember, you can order the Big Cat Combo and get your cheesesteak of choice, fries, and a drink. For dessert, try our new donut dippers, delicious donut holes tossed in cinnamon sugar and served with a rich caramel sauce. Those things are incredible. And watch it all down with the Max Special, 2 sodas. Find a Part of My Cheesesteak near you and order yours now at pardonmycheesesteak.com or by using the QR code on the screen here. Use PMC20 for 20% off your order. All right, we're already talking food, and guys, I like to talk my food. So, big scandal in the Nathan's hot dog eating contest. Competitive eater Nick Wary, who I believe had the red, white, and blue mohawk during the contest, is being accused of sleight of hand tactics to bump his score up. He had 46.75 hot dogs, but after the official count jumped to 51.75, he's being accused of stealing plates from other competitors, then asking the judge for a recount of his initial tally. He's also the husband of the girl who has won like 10 women's hot dog eating contests. So, scandal in Coney Island. Rico, thoughts?
The video is not as clear as I want it to be. That you see him shifting with the plates. I need clear as day evidence. But it is hilarious that the way that they count the dogs, because they put 5 hot dogs on each plate, so they just count the plates. This is the way we're doing this. It's very entertaining that Coney Island is still back in the day. The real question I had was, the guy who he took the plate from, why did he not notice or not say anything?
You're in chow mode, dude.
Yeah.
You think he took it? I thought he took it after after they were counting. I thought he did it when they were stop, and then he just grabbed the plate and kind of shifted some plates around. From my understanding of reading the story.
Is the Nathan's hot dog like golf, where it's like a $20,000 difference in prize money between 4th and 3rd place or something?
I don't know if there is any prize money.
What are we talking? This entire thing has an asterisk next to it, anyways, because there's no chestnut. So I couldn't watch this year. Who cares? This guy, you're cheating in the one that doesn't even count.
It was just impressive to me how he would cheat, and the fact that the way you cheat is you just take a plate. It's hilarious.
I feel like it's like being in war. You think it's all this crazy stuff where you're planning all this stuff out. You're not thinking where your plate is. You're just throwing down dogs and soggy buns, and you don't know the plates could be flying and shooting fucking lasers at them. You wouldn't even know because you're just dousing yourself in food. But it's a fair question. This wouldn't have happened under Joey Chestnut's watch. He's not there. The whole fucking contest goes to shit. It's disgusting. It's disgusting from top to bottom. I don't know, man. It's don't forget this.
That's another interesting. Who found this out too? That's another interesting thing too.
The all-time biggest.
These are like the people at the Masters who call in the rules violations.
Yeah.
I need to meet the guy reviewing tape of the Nathan's hot dog eating contest.
Well, you said it, Rico. What kind of place does this? And we're literally in the 1800s or whenever the fuck the hot dog was invented. Don't forget, they tried to cancel the hot dog eating contest last year on accounts of a thunderstorm. You can't eat hot dogs inside? What the fuck are we talking? It is so antiquated. I'll tell you where it starts. And this might be talking out of pocket. I don't know the man. The dude with the fucking microphone that wears the hat, I think he's the head honcho. That guy's a clown. Get him out of here. He's fucking the Goodell of this shit. He's the reason Chestnut's gone. He's the reason we have cheating accusations. He's the reason that they wanted to cancel because of rain. And my memory's not too good, guys. Jog my memory. Who was the guy that rallied the troops and got everyone to get that hot dog eating contest 4 hours later when it was sunny outside? Who was that again?
Chestnut.
Joey goddamn Chestnut. Also friend of Barstool, member of a dozen team.
Kind of.
Kind of.
But I mean, like, he gets a black mark too. You can't just switch to vegan dogs. Like, what are we doing?
No, I agree. And the fact Chief says that is wild. He's the vegan of the panel.
That is fucking slander. Sox Dave ate one. He ate an Impossible Dog and couldn't tell the difference for the
record.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Huh. So this is the other thing about Chestnut. It's like, oh, it's America. I can't believe he's not doing this. America's capitalism. Pay me that fucking money, because I guarantee that clown in the fucking top hat isn't giving him enough money for the amount of eyeballs he's bringing in. So
Rico hit him with it. Some things, Clem.
Yeah.
All right. Some things. Chestnut should be there. I like the guy with the hat. That's tradition. So when else do you see that little boardwalk style New York hat? That's the only time you ever see it.
That's
like a barbershop quartet or something. I love the look. I wish there was a little bit more flexibility. I can't believe they don't have a camera on every guy at every moment too.
I know you would think, right? What else is ESPN2 broadcasting that day?
Nothing.
Give me a ESPN2 cast. Give me a ESPN Plus. Give me everything.
Yeah, if this was being like shot and broadcast by like Nathan's fucking employees, I could understand this rudimentary system. What's ESPN there other than just giving us cameras and like an announcer? They're doing nothing there.
Yeah. Well, I think that's also part of it. They're like, we got to broadcast this thing, but do we really want to put all our resources behind it? You know what I mean? So they're like, all right, Phil and Joey, you guys are gonna go and film this thing, but just be from a distance, zoom in when you want, like whatever. If you get it, you get it. If not, you don't.
Now you got my conspiracy brain going. Maybe this guy isn't Roger Goodell. Maybe he's Vince McMahon. And maybe he knows Chestnut isn't going to be there to draw Mr. Vegan Boy. So he's trying to drum up rivalries and controversies and bring everybody back next July 4th.
Yeah, maybe like a murder happens in it. It's like, what happened? And they do have to kind of like.
I'm surprised no one's ever choked to death in this. Like, we've never seen a Heimlich in the hot dog eating competition, which is shocking too.
Don't even say that. You're right, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, not even like a close call, or like you have to do the thing from Field of Dreams where you bat it out of the kid in the back of the throat.
Hot dog stuck in the throat.
The only blood we've ever had is on Big Cat.
Yes, oddly enough, which might have been planted by this guy. He's like, yo, Barstool's going to be there. Let's fucking have the PETA people go through some. It wasn't even PETA, too. It was like some knockoff PETA, wasn't it?
Oh, I hadn't heard that. I thought it was PETA.
I don't remember. Maybe just an all-time fucking moment. Yeah. Oh, God. Speaking of fucking America and representing your country, Kawhi Leonard has withdrawn from Team USA, replaced by Derek White. The Celtics just keep fucking stacking up wins. I guess we could go like, does Derek White deserve to make it? Does this person, that person? Kawhi playing for Team USA seemed like the most bananas thing of all time, considering he doesn't play for the Los Angeles Clippers, who pay him hundreds of millions of dollars throughout his contract to play basketball, which he very seldom does. So was this a surprise week? I have no idea.
I don't really get excited about the Olympic team until the games actually start, but it is weird that Jaylen Brown's not on the team.
Yes, that is weird.
Like, you have the top two guys from the NBA champions, you would think they would both be on the team.
The Jaylen Brown gets disrespected, which I guess Jason Tatum's respect has gone up since the championship. So now Jaylen Brown will be the guy that everyone says is getting disrespected. The fact his teammate is chosen above him does raise a fair disrespect.
So Derek White's like, he's going to be happy just being on the team. He's a plug and play guy. He'll have fun. He'll bring things. He's a great ad because he's a good player. He's not going to be mad being on the end of the bench. Like, it is what it is. But the real fun one should have added Cooper Flag. And I'm not just saying that because, I'm a college basketball guy. But, if he's going to be on the end of the bench, think about all the perks the NBA guys would have having this guy on the team. He'd carry all the bags,
Mm-hmm.
They get to, they know he's not going to play, so it's more minutes for them early on. It's one less guy. The bench guys know they're all getting in before him. But if they're blowing somebody out, we got Cooper Flag highlights against, real pros, and grown men. So we get to see him against it. But I don't know. I think who's paying for the dinners? I don't know how he has money, but he's going to have to pay for the dinners.
And
it's all low man shit. Low man shit for Cooper Flag. Put Cooper Flag in.
They should make him be the one guy that has to sleep in the Olympic Village with no AC.
That too, yeah. No air conditioning. Hey, you're sleeping in the Olympic Village. Or at least have a funny video telling him you got to go sleep in the Olympic Village, and then an hour later they come pick him up. I don't know. Have some fun with it.
Did you see the clips of him at USA Basketball?
Yeah, he's playing really well. I mean, he's unbelievable.
The Bulls got to find a way to be bad enough.
That's the
only way out.
That's going to be a hell of a tank fest.
Yeah.
Imagine if it's Spurs somehow again.
The Bulls, like, this is like the DeMar DeRozan stuff, and it's like I feel like this is the one time that Reinsdorf is like, all right, we're not going to try for the playing game. This 1 year we'll try to tank, and then next year, after this year, we'll try for the playing game again. And you're going to see a lot of that. Like I think at some point the Pistons have to start trying, the Wizards have to start trying, but everyone's gonna be like, no, fuck this year. It's going to be what's the thing? Is it for the what for Flag or the what for Cooper? Is there like a
I don't know.
Cooper for Cooper, like it.
Yeah, tank for Tuah. Those are always the worst anyway. So I don't know. Yeah,
exactly. You can also just be like Derek White, a guy like that. It's like, he fits the international like game better. You can always just put that in. It's like people will accept it. I got to get Chief's thoughts on this in terms of like, should they have chosen Maxey or Irving? I know Brunson's hurt, so I don't want him. I want him to rest. Hoops, Chiefy Hoops over here, low-key sniper in the dozen with some hoops questions. He knows his basketball. He may be our hockey guy, but he's also paying attention when the Hawks aren't on TV to the round.
I only know basketball from like 1992 to 2009. The last 15 years, I'm like, I don't know these guys at all. So Tyrese Maxey, the Sixers guy, Sure. I like Jalen Brunson because he's a local kid. If he's hurt, whatever. But I think his story's great, and him being from Dave, what high school you go to?
Sorry,
Jalen Brunson,
Stevenson
up north, Vernon Hills. So that would have been cool. But I don't really care about this tournament. I think this is or the Olympics in general. So until like France or Canada or someone else starts getting good, that we have like a rivalry that I care about, I'm kind of out on Olympic basketball.
You know what I got introduced to? Not being a soccer guy, Chief, you're a soccer guy. Mm-hmm. I just saw this sport that apparently is an Olympic sport, futsal. Have you seen this?
No, what's that?
Indoors. It's basically like indoor soccer.
I'm in.
It's speed. It's like it speeds up the game. It shortens the field. I could see myself watching a little bit of that.
We had the handball guys in here maybe. I don't know, 3-4 months ago, we played that on a live stream. That was so fun, and I would say a better workout cardio than basketball. It was awesome.
That's good. Sometimes the most fun of the Olympics are the like random sports that just pop up out of nowhere, and it's like, that would be fun to play, and then it's also fun to watch. I'm with you guys. Like the USA stuff doesn't do much for me. When we lose, you're just like, oh my god, this is so embarrassing. And when we win, it's like, yeah, you're supposed to win. I think I said it on the live stream with you, Rico. Like, kind of rooting against USA basketball. They fucking snubbed Brunson like 3 different times, and at some point, it's like it's hard to root for France when Gobert's there. Canada has
COVID. Yeah.
Big COVID guy. Mike Gundy, big DUI guy, apparently. So Oklahoma star running back Ollie Gordon was arrested for DUI, blew a .10. So it's barely over the legal limit. I didn't know how bad it was. And Mike Gundy goes, have I had 2 or 3 beers and drove a car? Because there are beers you can put you over the legal limit. People need to put some thought into that and not throw stones through a glass window. And he said he's going to be guilty of that over 1,000 times in life. Boys, college football is almost back in our lives, and the coaches that coach those players. What a fucking quote that was, and it just feels good.
You got to defend Gundy a little bit. He immediately knew. Well, I think he got caught. So the thing he said is he's referring to making a bad decision. He's done 1,000 times in his life. Not driving drunk. That's out of Gundy's mouth. But
that's an important distinction. Although I feel like this is in Oklahoma, this is a non-story.
Right.
Rural guys going back from the rural bar, they don't give a shit.
He makes a good case that it affects people a different way. You might not realize where you're at based on weight and stuff like that. Like, he made a decent case. And he said, I'm not defending him. But he's like, but he's like, I did it 1,000 times. It's just for Gundy, a guy like Gundy, and I like Gundy. And if you look up Gundy's, like, I think Gundy's going down as like one of the most underrated coaches of all time. And it's a shame he didn't make that playoff. And it was by a fucking yard.
Yeah.
Like, that would have just been something. Like, get him into a playoff. They've been on the cusp of championship. Like, he's got a really, really good record. Gundy is an all-timer. I'm going to miss Gundy when he's gone.
How old is he now? He's got to be in his 60s now, right?
I don't know. Do the math. How long ago was the
exactly?
But it's probably
2003. I want to say was the 40 rant.
Yeah,
he's maybe 63.
Yeah.
The answer is Mike Gundy is 56 years old. 56, that was 16 years ago.
So when was the 40 rant? It was only 16 years ago?
Yeah, so was that 08 or
Really?
07, depending on when he said it or whatever.
Jonathan Woods?
I thought it was a little bit earlier.
That's the spin zone of this. This isn't his most infamous moment. Not his most infamous soundbite.
Yeah.
You know what Gundy said?
Gundy got nailed for like some kind of American thing. He was on a weird news network. This guy, he can't get out of his own way. He can't.
And again, it's just the characters.
He's Teflon. He's Teflon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because he wins games in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So yeah,
another one too, Chief. I know. With the fact that we don't get Bedlam now.
So that's the thing I want out of this. I think I'm probably going to pull the trigger, get a PS5, get the college football video game. I'm only going to play if they allow you to do conference realignment. I'm putting everything back the way it was in 1996. That's what it should be. The regional conferences, give me a Power 6 and we'll play. And we'll have Bedlam. We'll have the backyard brawl. We'll have everything the way it's supposed to be.
Oh, and then I could get my fucking Big East back the way it used to be. Yeah. You guys ruined that, you fucking jerks. And Rico, I'm considering.
I'll give you Penn State. I'll give you Penn State back. You guys can have Penn State. We'll go
I don't want to play Duke and fucking NC State. Like, what is I want to play against, Georgetown, Villanova, Syracuse. It's a beautiful goddamn thing. It's disgusting.
UConn, Syracuse means something.
Means something. Big Monday? We're talking Big Monday, Chief. Big Monday back.
Big Monday has taken a hit, man. It's just Big 12, really. It's the Big 12 game. It's a double dip in the Big 12. The Big used to be better when it was the Big East and then the Big 12. Mm-hmm. And then if you really got lucky some nights or whatever, I say it all the time. My boy ended up being my groomsman. We were living together, me, him, and my brother. And it'd be like 9:45. You just watch the classic. Or 10:45. You just watch the classic. And you're like, all right, I'm going to bed. You're like, no. Bill Walton's on the call out in fucking Cal, and Cal's playing Arizona. Come on, stay up for a half. You're like, we have work tomorrow. Like, who cares about work? When are we ever getting Bill Walton again? And it's true. We only had so many nights of Bill Walton.
And you're going to watch a half of basketball, and Bill Walton's not going to talk about basketball even once.
Nope. Yeah. And that was before everything he did went, like, immediately viral. Yeah. So you got to, like, watch it and pay attention to catch it. But yeah, man, fucking those nights. But bring those nights back.
Yeah,
and bring back ESPN Classic on TV. That channel is like non-existent now.
Dead now?
It's dead. It's been dead, I think, for a while. Like, because I got everything. I auto record my cable company, and I'm like, tell me all the channels that I'm gonna have. And if ever any one of them ever went out or got canceled, I play the audio back. Like you're being recorded. I play it back to them so that I have it.
No, you're being recorded.
Yeah. No, you're being recorded. So ESPN Classic's been out for a while. But the best was like I remember driving up, during winter break or Martin Luther King Day, and it was Notre Dame Syracuse, and it was the middle of the day, and they're showing a Notre Dame Syracuse like Classic on ESPN Classic, and that's the ESPN game that night. Like they used to like program in everything. Again, this is back when you had no job. You were a kid, so you could just watch TV all day. But I don't know, man. Bring back ESPN Classic. Bring back Big Monday. Bring back a lot of it.
I'd love to see Troy Murphy play against Syracuse again.
Yes, one time, right?
Yeah. See, Clem, that's where the old school basketball knowledge is.
Exactly. It's buried right in there, 90s to the late 2000s. 2010s, that's where it all goes around. Oh, it just makes me so. Again, you guys ruined my Big East basketball, so then I'm like the slow death of college football by becoming so big it's eating itself. It does make. I have to admit, it makes me a little happy. So
I would actually argue though that the Big East has found its way back to its originality, where it's only basketball schools. There's 10 of them, I believe. I don't know the standings off the top of my head, 10 or 12, but it's
Paul's at the bottom.
The ball's at the bottom. But it's back to just being basketball first Catholic schools. And for a while it was like, oh, it's not going to make it. It's made it. It's made it. The tournament is still selling out. It still dominates championship week. The Big East has made its way through.
At this point, I care more about like Villanova than I do any other team, just because the Knicks have all Villanova people. So like, I guess I'm gonna have to root for Villanova here from here on out because that's my fucking. I want my guys to be happy. By the way, did I hear this correctly? Is Cal in the ACC now?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, what are we? Cal in the ACC, and I saw our guy TJ there was like, he wants to watch his Rutgers, biggest Rutgers fan I've ever met. they're playing like 11:30 at night for like, their conference games because it's at USC or UCLA or whatever. That is absolutely
so dumb. It's so dumb. And my prediction is that this is going to last a TV contract.
Yeah.
And they're going to be like, this is too much. What we're going to have is just one huge contract. We're going to have 60 team leagues and we're going to have 6 divisions and it's going to be regional. So they just killed all the tradition. And I think we'll end up back where we started, but we won't have like the Rose Bowl ties and all that kind of stuff, which whatever.
All right, let's bring it back to the original subject here. Will Mike Gundy still be coaching at Oklahoma State by the time the next realignment happens?
I don't know about that.
Because he's getting older. He's 56 now.
He's only 56.
He's still a baby, but he also is known to say crazy shit. And this world's probably going to get more like, oh my God, clutching their pearls. Then
if he makes a playoff, he's complete Teflon. So I guess the answer is, can he make a playoff?
Yeah. How do you make the playoffs? I mean, was it 16 teams now? I don't even know what the rules are.
He can make the playoff.
He can make the playoffs.
Yeah. I think Rico, I think the culture's swinging back. We're not going to cancel guys for just saying something on a hot mic.
A known hot mic 1,000 times in his life. Never changed.
It's a hot mic. He didn't know he was doing a press conference on media day. All right. It's a hot mic.
We're back in football mode. It's a beautiful thing. And kind of like it's being brought back early. We have our Hard Knocks going right now. Giants just had their second episode last night. They had the interviews at the Combine. They had Saquon leaving for the Eagles, all that talk about how they weren't going to match him. Brian Dable saying he could go under 7 seconds, 40-yard dash. They put a thing of wings at the end of the line, at the finish line.
He's got to do that, though, now. Yeah, he's got to do that.
Has to. He's skinny now, too. Did you see he lost all the weight?
Yeah.
And he does that, I think, every year. He loses a ton of weight, and then during the season, he's just eating fried food and sleeping at the office, so he gains it all back. But at this point, we need the team leaders, whoever it may be, to be like, Dabes, we need to see you. Yeah. Go. I guarantee Josh Allen would have already had him running out there if he was still in Buffalo. So we need to see that. I agree. Rico, as a Giants fan, how are you enjoying this so far? And as a college fan,
it's been pretty good. I mean, we have editing control, and the Giants have editing control, and you know what's going on, and they're trying to make Jones look good. I don't know. I think it was like Saquon was a little pissed off, obviously, in the last episode at the end of that conversation. But it makes sense why he's pissed off. Like, the Giants didn't offer him right from the get-go and then never really offered him. They made some offers, but they were kind of insulting. So it is what it is. I don't know. It's getting weird, man, because it's the kid in me is, like, being depressed because summer is kind of non-existent. Like, it gets to this point, and I'm like, all right, just bring back football. You know? Like, I just think summer itself has disappeared. It really
You're waking up hoping for that first chilly morning. I mean, granted, we're humid, we're sweating our nuts off right now. Yeah, but you're kind of looking for that.
I said it the other day. I was like, I like the summer, but I wouldn't mind like opening a window. We were walking past the gambling cave. I wouldn't mind opening a window, putting on a tracksuit, and having a stream with the boys.
Yeah. 4th of July, here in the Hard Knocks Music 4th of July week, that's like when you see the Christmas stuff and it's, still July. You're like, wait, this is way too early. Like,
yeah, I think
even though it's a month away, usually.
Bro, Target already has the back to school stuff loaded up, man. The grills, there's 6 grills, they're all clearance.
Yeah, I don't like that one bit. I have to say, tough look for
when does summer end for you?
Summer ends. A healthy debate. Summer ends for me. Is it Labor Day? It's Labor Day. It's Labor Day. My fantasy football. All right, it's time to turn the page.
I don't know.
That's Travers weekend in Sarasota.
I got programmed as a kid that my dad always was like August 1st, end of summer. Bro, August is when you start feeling it being closer to going back to school than when you got out of school.
So when does summer start for you? Because then you're getting a month, basically. You're getting July 1st to August 1st. You had a month of summer in the Bosco household? This is explaining. I say this, Chief. We always get like a puzzle piece for Rico every time we see him on camera. Another puzzle piece. This is a big one. This is like a quarter piece.
Tough, man.
Chief, how are you feeling about it? Have you been watching the Giants win at all? Because I know the Bears is coming up and you're really excited about that.
I've just been seeing the clips, and I appreciate the Giants tickling our balls about Caleb and Roman Dunze. Those 2 clips, I'm like, all right, like enough of this Giants offseason stuff. Let's just get to the Bears. It's like a little appetizer for the Bears, the real Hard Knocks, which obviously starts in August. So
we need more. We need more. I need less of like the intricacies of the fucking front office. We need more of, I say this clip all the time. It's one of my favorites. I had to go eventually find it. Saragusa is fucking got a bucket hat on, and he's paying the kid. He's handing him $100 bills. And he's like, all right, see that fridge in my room? I don't want to see the back of it. Get water, get body armor, and get body armor flavored. And he's like, I don't want to see the back of it. Later, I'll give you more money for beer. And he doesn't weigh in. We got Shannon Sharp doing impressions. We need more of that. We need Brian Cushing being like Oppo, and he can't spell opposite or opportunity. Like he's going oppo. They can't figure out what opportunity is. We need more of the meatheads and more of the like funny clips in Hard Knocks. I feel like everyone's now media conscious and they know what's going on. Like I almost wish they didn't tell them they were doing this. Yeah. I almost wish they like went to a training camp and just didn't tell them, and the shit just came out organically.
Just like leave a phone on.
Yes.
So when they're evaluating these players or like an interview with a player ends, be like, cross him off the list. This guy's a fucking moron. Like that would be interesting.
Saragusa telling Todd Heap, like, how much money did you make? He's like, all right, you're paying for lunch the rest of the year, like shit like that. Like, just get back to the football camp because, again, like I played at a very low level. I don't remember scores of games off the top of my head. I remember some of the stuff at camp. Like that, you know what I mean? Like in between practice, you're both dying. You get a little bit of a break in between, and as an upperclassman, you've been through it a little bit more, so you can joke around in between practices. And the freshmen have their eyes like this big, and you're like, "We'll get through it, kid." Stuff like that. Like I don't know, it's just football camp in general. Unless
that's going to be the Bears one. The Bears one will have that.
Yeah. No, I know. But I'm saying, give me more of the player like funny interactions. I think everyone's media conscious now.
And I think that's the answer to the question of when does summer end is when tour days start. Like that.
That was the other thing as a kid. August
over, boys.
I went to 5 days of basketball camp sleepaway from August 9th to like August 14th. And then in high school, you went to football camp right after that 2 weeks later. So your August didn't exist.
Jeez, yeah, that'll do it. Chief, how are you feeling? As a casual, as someone that doesn't really follow the Bears day to day, what kind of Keenan Allen was awesome. He came in when me and Smitty were doing game time back in the day, and he's like Chargers fans suck basically. He's like they don't cheer us at all. They never show up to the games. So I think he'll be pretty up front. He'll probably be fun, even though he's working for a contract. I don't know if that'll mess him up. Rome seems like a fucking sweetheart and just a hard worker. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Caleb seems. I don't know what you're gonna get from Caleb. Are we gonna get some stuff where people are clutching their pearls because of his phone or his fingernails or something like that?
Well, I'm sure there will be some of that, but everybody you talk to with the Bears, the guys we know, said he's the man, just a football guy, kind of almost what the Giants were saying in that clip. This guy he's a competitor, he loves football, all that kind of stuff. So I wonder if they'll use it more to flip the narrative about him. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a thing where it's hey, let's all the people who are clamoring for Justin Fields, this guy's undeniably the man. So I think that maybe if they have the editing, that's how I would edit it. Be let's get everybody on board with this. So yeah, I'm very excited for Hard Knocks. Very excited for, that first week 0 football game too at the end of August. Bears have the Hall of Fame game, which I think we said on mid-show today is 3 weeks from today is the Hall of Fame game. So it's August 1st.
That's what I'm saying, man. They're pack up the beach towels, dude. It's over.
Oh man, Rico, I gotta wake up early with the kids during the fucking school year. I need this summer camp and everything. It just makes everything so I don't need to hear.
Just send your kids away all summer the way Rico's dad did.
That's what I'm gonna do. Yes, that's what Rico. I'm gonna after this. You gotta give me some camp names. My kids don't even like basketball, so they're gonna have to learn to love it, I guess. That was the other thing. Someone said, "Can you imagine if this Giants Hard Knocks which again, everything seems staged, where they're like." Oh man! The cap is $255 million. You guys knew what the cap was going to be before anyone else. Don't give me that bullshit. And they're always I've never noticed this before with other Hard Knocks, but I think this one they have to explain some of the stuff for the audience at home that doesn't know a lot of the intricacies like us sickos do who do this for a living. They have to explain roster cuts and sizes and going through the free agents. This is Devin Singletary. He can make a good one. It's these guys are talking jargon we can't even understand if it was real. So I think a lot of it is set up. But they said, could you imagine if this Hard Knocks, they had Dave Gettleman and Joe Judge were the head coach of the GM for all this, I would probably just stop being – I would forget about stop being a Giants fan. I would stop following the NFL. I'd be I'm out. I've had my fucking run. I cannot in good conscience root for a team with this as their face of it. So that would have been tough. Also, it's tougher. My guy Danny Jones, Brian Dable was basically jerking off to Drake May by the end of that. He was dying for him, and it's you could tell. They even said – they said Shane goes, oh, yeah, if Danny doesn't come back, we might have to, sign a free agent or draft someone. So that's why we're doing our due diligence. Like, no, you guys were ready to trade whatever was necessary for pick 3 to get Drake May, and the Patriots are like, go fuck yourselves, we're keeping. So tough look for Danny there, but it is what it is.
What's interesting is we haven't heard from Jones really either.
Yeah, I mean, he never talks. He's like Eli. He just goes in his shell. And then after the injury, but yeah, I thought there was going to be a lot more of like, hey, this guy works his ass off, all this stuff you've heard about Daniel Jones, and they were going to really build on it, but they're kind of just staying away from that. We also had this entire thing with Wink Martindale where he apparently got in a heated debate with Dable, left the building. He didn't quit, but he wanted to leave, and they just ignored that. So I know they have final cut, but you got to give us something, man.
Yeah.
So
especially if it's already out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. So again, I feel like they're not showing us, Hard Knocks are not going to show you how the sausage is made, but at least tell me I'm in a sausage factory. You're not telling me even that. So I thought that was
why sports teams in general treat everything like it's the nuclear codes. What's the worst that's going to happen? You have to answer a few more questions about it. Who cares? Just be more transparent. And if we're in this era of all access, if you're going to say it's all access, give us a little something. That's what we want. Make it reality TV.
We want real life shit, just like our girl, the hot Tuah girl, paid $30,000 to make an appearance at a Miami club party. I know that the company line, I think across the internet at this point is enough Hawk Tuah. I'm just happy for her, man. I don't know what else to say. I was in Chicago with you, Chief, and actually you, Rico, for the dozen when She League went viral, and I saw all these Hawk Tuah things. I'm like, what the fuck are people talking about?
You just think you were the only one? I thought for a while, I'm like, oh, it keeps popping up on my page. I don't think I'm special, but I just kept being like, maybe it's my algo. It's my algo. Is this thing
maybe
as big?
Horny.
Yeah.
I was like, and I didn't even ask for it the first time it came up. I didn't want, it just popped up. It started how it started. It already had 1 million views or whatever, billions of views, whatever it has. And then it just started going everywhere. And then people would do reaction videos to it and whatever. I'm like, man, this thing is gaining some steam. It was one of those, you saw it organically, go, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, they were selling outside of NASCAR in Chicago. They're selling Hawk Tuah T-shirts and hats. I saw a guy, an English guy that said an English team jersey on. They played today. Hawk Tuah 69. It is everywhere. I love that she got that $30K. I hope she cashes in. It's a nice story. She works in a spring factory. I don't even know what the fuck that is. She's just making springs. So get her some money. Cash in, strike while the iron's hot. I'm not sick of her. Maybe it's because we met her for a second when we were down in Nashville. So I don't know. Seems like a nice girl. So
yeah, it took her forever even to get social media up. A lot of the stuff that people were saying was her merch, wasn't even her merch. So she's not she wasn't looking to cash in immediately, which I think makes me like her even more. And this is my theory on Hawk Tuah, why she wins over. I mean, obviously, cute girl, funny line, sex.
Something about the accent, man. Something about
the accent. Yes. And that is why
being oh man, you gotta give him that hot. It's even before she delivers the punchline, I was in because it was that's
on that thing.
Yeah, you got to spend on that thing. It's just a crazy accent. She's like a Southern belle, but she's saying disgusting things. It's crazy.
But it's accents in general just work. So you have Hawk Tuah girl, right? Put it in reverse, Terry. That guy's little English on it when he says it. Then you have Leroy Jenkins. Charlie bit me. If that's just 2 American kids talking, but it's the fucking true. English accent. So her accent, I mean, it's an accent I don't think I've ever heard beforehand.
Yeah.
It's fucking perfect.
Accents work. Not saying this girl, obviously, but Blake Lively in The Town is that much hotter when she's figure it out, coppa. She's fucking just.
I hate that accent for girls.
It's a tough accent, man, but it's Blake Lively. It's Blake Lively.
No, I don't. But I don't think it makes Blake Lively.
You figure it out, Mr. Crime Stopper. It's fucking unbelievable, dude.
Accents fucking rule, man.
I'll give you another one then. I don't think she's the prettiest girl of all time. She's definitely attractive, but Minnie Driver's accent in Good Will Hunting.
Yep.
Home run. It makes it that much better. Olivia Newton-John in Grease.
Oh, I mean, all timer.
All time.
That's why that Halloween's costume still plays.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell me about it, stud.
And Hawk Tuah is a girl too that if I find out, and again, she's like, I'm not doing an OnlyFans, makes me like, all right, like finding the other way to cash in. If I find out she made $1 million for an hour appearance at a bar, good for you. Like at this point, internet is just fake money. Everyone's making millions of dollars except for me. It feels like just.
I also think part of it is like kind of why the Barstool smoke shows used to be such a staple and so popular because she just seems like a normal girl. Like she seems like sort of attainable in a way, you know.
Like anybody could see a model. Anybody could put up a picture of a collage of models and the hottest models. Yeah. When you start putting in, oh my God, my cousin knows that girl.
Yeah.
That's
genuine girl next door. Spit on that.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Like, well, there's smoke shows, I'm saying. Like, oh my God. Yeah. Or somebody goes to a school. Yo, Clem, it's Sienna girl. Like, you know her? Yeah. Like, oh no, I don't have a class with her. It's like, what are you, fucking useless? So like, you know, like this is why I'm friends with you. Tell me you got a class with her.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
I'll tell you, man, Gen Z, they live a faster life than the three old men on this panel right now. Come fucking, it'll still be in the vernacular come fall. It's going to be a wild fucking semester there when the Hawk Tuah's coming out and just there's going to be a lot of partying going on. God bless all the college kids out there and shout out to Hawk Tuah girl. After show, we transition from the Hawk Tuah girl to the savior of Barstool, the Nate Dogg. Nate Dogg at the World Series of Poker. Crushing. As of 2:24 p.m. Eastern time, I believe had like 850K-ish worth of chips, right? We looked at, Chief, we were looking at before we went on, and he hadn't started for the day at this point, right?
I thought he had $1 million plus.
I think he had it earlier in the night. He lost a little bit by the end of.
I saw he was 13th overall chip league.
At one point, yes, he was 13th. I think he's in the 100, around 100 now, but he's pretty close to being in the money. He's pretty close to at least finishing in the money. And then you start having those crazy dreams. Speaking of crazy dreams, Big Cat kind of already has like spoiled the tournament for me though. Did you see this tweet where he's like, I already know what happens. Nate's going to win the World Series of Poker. Dave's going to beat him heads up. And then Dave's going to claim to be the World Series champion of poker. I'm like, wow, that is, we finally cracked the simulation of Barstool and Dan just laid it out for us there.
So that I hadn't seen that. What I was going to say is I can't wait for the unnamed show.
Yeah.
He shits on him. He could be in how long does the tournament go?
Has to be like over soon,
week,
right?
I think. Week and a half, maybe.
Okay, so he's still got a ways to go. So theoretically, he'll be in by the time the unnamed show starts. And even if he's the chip leader, Dave's just gonna like shit on him relentlessly. And that's like one of my favorite things is Dave just shitting on Nate. Even though I like Nate, I get. And same with you, Rico.
I was gonna say, be honest.
I love when Dave goes after you guys and Smitty.
Every Thursday I wake up, I'm like, how am I gonna be worked into this thing? I didn't do anything. I did what I was supposed to. Like, and then there's something. They got you. They found out 8 months ago you edited out mops. And then here they go. And they're just dragging you. So
yeah, like Nate's biggest like obstacle to win this isn't the millions of professional poker players sharks that he's going up against. It's the podcast that's filming a day later. It's like Nate right now, it's like sunny and 80 degrees in his little world. But there's like that like purple thunderstorm coming, and it's just Dave on. And Dave's been having like a week to cook up whatever he's gonna say here. So I'm a little nervous for the dog, but
I would love a Portnoy live stream if Nate's on the final table. Just like every hand being like, what a fucking pussy.
Praying for a bad beat.
Yeah. Like, oh, that's a shame. That's a shame. Good run, Natey. Back to work. Start editing those blogs.
Yeah, like that's the tough part for Nate. Like you realize how hard it is to make it to the final table or make it in the top 100 or something like that if he does that. And if he doesn't win, though, it's a loss in Dave's eyes.
Yeah, exactly. And then he has to play Dave heads up, and it's like, are you going to bet against the guy who every year he owns Barstool, a Boston team wins a championship? No. It's crazy. He sells them, Boston stops winning. He gets them back, they start winning. He's riding the fucking Timecodes.
He's got a stack of them.
Is that Nate's? Is that the one?
Nate's name?
Man's got a stack of them.
Hey, FYI, guys, this is John Rich. Nate just tweeted that he will be on the featured table today at 4:30 Eastern on Poker Go. So that'll be happening by the time this airs. But Nate, if you got Poker Go, you can go watch Nate.
Got it.
There we go. And I'm sure Dave will be watching and commenting on it whenever he has a chance. He comes in from like the beach of wherever fucking place he's on in paradise right now. And then kind of just going off of that, the last thing, Rico is currently there. What's the temperature like in Barstool, New York right now?
It's a little hot.
It's
a little hot. This AC guy is a fucking disaster. Like, he comes in, he wants to talk to everybody. It's somehow everybody's convinced he just keeps breaking it. But yeah, it's very. If I was Dave in this office right now, I would tap out because it's very hot in here. Enclosed, no windows. I don't know. Pete's got something where it's working in certain spots, it's not working in the others. The gambling cave was cold, but the regular office is not. Like where we sit, I don't know. The whole thing is for shit. Now, all I want to say is when it was 62, I had the answers, right? Like, it doesn't look so bad putting it back down to 62.
Yeah, is there any truth to the rumor that they took the air conditioners out of the New York office and sent it to Chicago so the guys in Chicago are extra comfortable? Because, I mean, that adds up with the office with, the fucking popcorn machine, and the basketball court, and the blowjob machines.
I will say, I think it's like 66 in here. It's a little cold. So maybe we did get that second air conditioner. We'll have to see. I'm sure if we say something to Paige, our office manager, that'll be fixed by the afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's the rundown. Go Nate, go.
Oh wait, I did have one. I'd have one last one. I heard about this. I don't know if you could really make like a blog worthy story out of it. Did you guys hear what the Cincinnati Bengals are doing?
No.
They're selling the TVs across the stadium outside like a fucking garage sale.
What do you mean?
Wait.
Like they're updating all of the TVs from the stadium and they're outside selling them to people first come, first serve. Shouldn't you just like donate them or
that's got to be Goodwill.
It's not Goodwill. They're selling them to like people. Oh, you're saying they got to put them in.
That's what they should be doing, or like or the VA. The VA. I feel like my dad tries to clean out the garage, and like the VA comes and like picks up a bunch of junk.
Yeah, just like donate them to local bars around the area. Yeah. Be like, hey, this TV is courtesy of the Bengals, and like it always has.
That's good PR, Rico.
Crazy. They're selling them like fucking like a garage sale.
So this like every so often,
and it's the second time they've done it. They already did this once, apparently.
And TVs now are like $400. Like what do they get?
Well, I mean, you can get a 60 to an 85-inch TV for $60. So it's a pretty good deal.
That's a good deal.
It is a good deal, but like to sell them, maybe just make it first come, first serve, like the beach clubs or the pool clubs. Like line up, you want to get a TV, line up, we'll hand it to you. But they don't need the money. Stadium doesn't need the money.
They have a season ticket,
and you have to bring exact cash. You can only get one per person. You have to bring exact cash. They're not doing change. It's like a fucking bizarro lemonade stand.
I'm telling you, man, Mike, you forget Mike Brown owns the Bengals because they hit with Burrow and they've had success with their stuff. And then there's a story like this. You're just like, Mike Brown's still there. Someone has to pay for that Burrow contract. That's not coming out of just his pocket. You want Jamar Chase to get his deal. And then maybe Higgins. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen.
You almost want to like tell Burrow and like Higgins and like some of the top players, be like, guys, this is how much all these TVs costs. Why don't you guys buy them so that this never hit the PR thing? You know what I mean? Like you buy them and donate them.
Put on those blue shirts, your Geek Squad for the day. Move some TVs.
No, just buy them and donate them. Yeah, exactly. Like this is crazy when I found this out.
That's bananas cheap, right? I mean, and listen, the Maras have not looked very good ever since Wellington passed, and John has taken over. And I went to Soldier Field. Now I know why you guys are blogging about new stadiums every week. That is the oldest, saddest stadium I've ever been to in my life as an NFL stadium.
I went to Billy Joel at Soldier.
Me too. I was there that night. Yeah, that's right.
That's right. I forgot you went. I got out of there. Because you can't get an Uber. There's no transportation. There's like the rickshaw bike guys. The guy's like, I'll take you a mile north in the back of this rickshaw so you might have a better chance of getting an Uber. I was like, deal. Goes a mile. I was in there for probably 15 minutes. $140 and then another $70 Uber home. So they got to do something. And it's also the smallest stadium in the NFL. So that place stinks.
It's terrible, dude. We had like the floor seats. We'd go inside to like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go take a piss, maybe get something to eat or drink. And it's just they put porta potties in the bottom. So it was like 100 porta potties. I'm like, where am I right now? That's Chicago. It's a fucking second city, fucking on the lake, beautiful, majestic place. All the people tell me how great Chicago is. And I'm like, this dump of the stadium. Rico, we thought we had it bad in terms of traffic in New York. We have at least roads coming out of it and major highways. You're just stuck. There's like a fucking park or something next to you, and there's no way ins or out. And then I just walked. Chief, I walked like 2 miles. I was sweating my dick off. And then I was like, oh, now I understand the whole Chicago crime thing because I was not in a safe place wherever I ended up. I'm sure there's some nice places as well, but there was some weird shit going on outside. That's all I'm going to say.
It sounds like you walked south.
Maybe I did. I don't know what I did, but I was in a bad place. So not good at all, but that's a great story about the Bengals. At least, like, what is that? You sell 100 TVs at $6,000. You just donate them all to local bars. That does its job in fucking good PR and juju. Yeah. You have to have good juju this time of your franchise too. Yeah. You're this good. You need to have breaks go your way. Appease the football gods.
24 to 39 inch, $30. 40 to 49, $40. 50 to 55, $50. 56 to 85, $60.
I have a 60-inch plasma that I just took down. It died, and I have to I could get fixed. And I'm like, I'm just going to give that. I'm not even going to bother selling that. Yeah. And I'm poor compared to the fucking.
That's the thing too. There's places the fixing things. It's out. Fixing things out. Just buy. Out. You want to buy a new one.
Like, who's going to buy a 24-inch TV? You can't even see a 24-inch TV in this world we live in now. They look like fucking iPads compared to like the regular.
Don't shame TV 4 and 5 down in the Bosco basement.
Okay, fair enough.
27 inches, courtesy of Big Cat, but it's a small and confined place. So
I think Chiefs TV is bigger than 24 inches that he got roasted for.
I upgraded.
27. I got two 27s. They're their TVs 4 and 5.
Yeah, that's the last guys off the fucking in the starting lineup. I'm not gonna, it's no big deal.
That's gonna be for the Rutgers 11:30 game against Washington.
There you go.
When you're half asleep and you're watching Seinfeld on the big one and you got the little TVs going.
Poor TJ's gonna be wired until fucking 4 a.m. because he's been staying up just watching a regular conference game. So that's the rundown. It was a beast. It was an honor being with you fellas again, and we'll see you tomorrow.